Hi, Danni Wade. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast run by Women Flix. I'm so excited to have this conversation with this young and beautiful lady that is going to tell us about her journey and story. And you're going to be like, whoa, is that right? I'm
Oh,
sure.
thanks, Yoga.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So before we get into your story, your journey, could you tell me where you're talking from?
So I live down in Hampshire in the UK,
Oh,
and I'm working from my home office today.
fantastic. I'm in UK as well, so we're both on the same country. That's amazing.
Mhm.
So the weather is better, right? It's much
It's
better.
getting there. It's
Yeah,
getting
it's
there.
much better. The days are longer. I'm starting to become longer again. So, and now, Danny, in 3 words, could you describe yourself as a person?
Wow.
I try to do these things.
Just 3 words. Okay. I go with gritty.
Reading?
Grit.
Ah, great.
It's one of my favourite words. Um, Tenacious and focused.
Amazing. Wow. Yeah, you see, a powerful woman is coming on board. Another one. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now let's go to your life, your journey, your business. Who is Danny Wade? What is doing Danny Wade in this world so far, right now?
Um, So right now, I have a husband. I have 2 girls. They are currently 9 and 8 years old.
Oh,
I work full time in sales. I've been in sales for I think over 21 years now. So I work in tech sales. I'm also a property investor. I've been doing that for just over a year. I'm a SSAS trustee. That's pension related for those of you that understand that. And I'm also a productivity coach, which is I guess, the main thing we're going to be talking about today.
right. Productivity coach.
Yeah.
Wow, because you have so many in your table that you can teach people to do the same, right? To be so active like you. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has a lot going on. So it's more about, how you manage those things. And, I've been there, and as you say, the initial reaction is, oh wow, like, how are you doing it all? And you know the answer is, I don't do it all. I choose what I do, and I choose what I want to be successful at, and I choose what to
Right.
focus on. And I think we just need to realize that, we do have choices. But again, I think that's, playing it down a little bit. And, I've been there where I've been completely overwhelmed when I was doing a fraction of what I was doing now, or what I am doing now. So it's, focusing in the right places. And I've burnt out. I was in that place where, again, I wasn't doing as much as I'm doing now, but I burnt out. So I've been there, sleepless nights, taking sleeping pills, just, not being productive because I'd pushed myself so far that I physically and mentally wasn't able to continue. But, I do have dreams and I do have goals, and they're just, I had a choice then, I guess, of, do I just stop and opt for an easier life? And for me, that wasn't really an option. So it was looking at, what am I doing? What was I putting myself through? And how could I manage things better? Because again, I'd look for others that were
Yeah.
managing a lot, and it's, figuring out, well, how did they do that? So I threw myself into self-development. I've been on the courses, I've read all the books. I'd say 2015 is when I really, really started throwing myself into everything. So I've picked up a lot of methods and tools and figured out what's worked. And it was one of my coaches said to me, what's your IP? Like, what makes you unique? And at that point, I was really interested in coaching, and I was just doing goal mapping coaching. I say just goal mapping coaching was, I loved it, and it's a big part of my Beat the Overwhelm course. But I wanted something that was mine. And it was at that point where it was like, well, people always say to me, how do you do it all? So that's, you know, over the past 18 months,
Right.
I've been working on reverse engineering all of the things that I've done, all of the things that I've learned, and put it into a simple 9-step program, which would help anybody
Right.
be more productive, and actually, more importantly, just put yourself back in control of your life.
That's right. That's right. Because like you mentioned, like you said, everyone normally listen, you do this, 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 and we're like, wow, which I really recognize myself as well. People like, wow. But for me, because I'm doing with passion and I do what I love and I manage, and that was the magic word you mentioned there, management, because the management takes everything in the right way. Otherwise we get overwhelmed. Like you've been there, I've been there as well. And this is the magic for me. It's been the magic in my life. And I really understand where you're coming from. And on the natural, on the normal, like looks like, wow, she's powerful. And you are powerful no matter what. Even if you feel comfortable like I do, we can say, yes, I'm powerful. I'm powerful because I like what I do. I love and I do with passion. And that makes us powerful because we love our family, we love our houses, we love ourselves, we love our jobs, we love our business, and we keep doing and without complaining because that's the way. And I love it. I love it. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned, Danny, you mentioned 2 programs, right? Just now while you were talking. Can we talk a little bit more about it? Because
Yeah. So I mentioned goal mapping, which was the start of my coaching journey, and that's by someone called Brian Main. I was very fortunate to meet him and have him as one of my coaches, and then I got trained up to become a coach and help people with that. And that's actually module 3 in my Beat the Overwhelm course. Is I've incorporated that because it's an incredibly powerful way of deciding what your goals are, because you know, if you've already been through that process and you're doing what you love and, you know, everything you've just said, you know, you're passionate about what you're doing, you know, that's great. But, you know, it's not always that obvious. And it sometimes takes a while for us to get to that place of doing something that we're truly passionate about, or uncovering a passion we didn't even know existed. So that's great in its own right. So it's figuring out exactly what you're aiming for, having a big enough why, because I think most people, they can have a passion, but what happens on the bad days? What happens on the day that you don't feel like getting out of bed? You need to be focusing on the why you want to achieve it, looking at that end goal, you know, really feeling and connecting with how are you going to feel when you've achieved it. What does this really mean? Because that's what's going to keep you going when life knocks you over. How are you going to get back up? You need to have a big enough pull. And then we look at the how you're going to do it and who can help you get there. So that in its own right is a powerful tool. But I think, you know, we always have to start, like the number one step for me is having that level of self-belief. And that's something that typically dissipates with age for the average person. You know, as a child, you have people cheering you on. You know, you have your teachers. Yeah, everyone's trying to be really, really a positive influence in your life. So you have a level of self-belief as and when you achieve things, because you're constantly achieving things. You know, you learn to walk and you learn to talk, and it's just, life is it's quite a fast pace of achievement as a child, and then we reach adulthood and that sometimes slows down. So building that back up and looking back at what are all the things you have achieved in life and what are all of the things that you have overcome, because everyone's got a story. Everyone's been great at things, everyone's been rubbish at things, everyone's endured things. And I think it's so important to look at that as a starting point to remind yourself, and I love the word powerful, you've used that a few times, just to remind yourself how powerful you are. Because if you start from that place, then everything else becomes a little less daunting.
Yes, 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 totally. Thank you so much. And what is your niche? Who do you coach?
So mostly entrepreneurs. So that is, I guess, my focus area. It's something I've always been interested in, building multiple streams of income. Yes, I still have a full-time job, but I'm building up my coaching business, the online course as well. And then there's the property investment side of things. So I've always been interested in those sorts of things.
Right.
I still enjoy my day job, and in sales it can be very rewarding as well. There's commission, and so that there's things that keep me going from that side of things. Will I be in that job forever? Absolutely not, but for now it works.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs, I also am really passionate about working with young people, to just really teach them all of these things, that to give them a better start. I think these things weren't really spoken about when we were young.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
About your inner voice, positive mindset, growth mindset. This terminology is becoming more and more common, thankfully.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean? Like, what does it really mean? So there is that passion as well. But the majority of my client base are entrepreneurs.
Yes, good, good. And also, Danny, I'm just going to share something that came to my thoughts like a few days ago. I said, while we are like right now, we're living on the COVID general, I don't know what can we call this story is part of the history now, because it's going to be in the history. I mean, like we are going to be in the history. I mean, like we are on this. But I thought the other day I was thinking, now we should be able, like as a coaches, to help the people, the students, everyone that is inside the houses, like working with the council, with the government, and take the coaches and help these people to stay mentally and physically like physical well, because people is going, a lot of people is not having a way to get support, like, because if you think about it, so many people that is on getting on depression and a lot of stuff, anxiety, a lot of stuff going on. And I think we would be a really good key to help people, but we are not, I think we are not yet remembered as persons to give a boost to people, like to work with the government, with the councils, because I think it would be a really good idea to help others around the UK, because we are both in the UK, but
Yeah.
we don't have that approach yet, like from GPs, from government, from councils to get. I would love to be able to do this, that's why I'm talking, because I thought about it. I'm like, where do I need to go? What should I do? Because with this knowledge that we are giving away in a lot of ways, like let's say on social media, so many places that we put our faces and we help other people, and even with our clients, why not working directly with this, with our communities, with someone that is around ourselves, like areas and so on, would be a great thing. I had a conversation about this previously a few months ago when this started, the COVID, but now I just remember again and I want to share with you.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do, I guess, is it's just putting yourself out there, as you say, on social, just making sure that your story is being shared, and you're having those conversations with the councils, and for me it's with schools or
Yeah.
youth institutes. So it's having those conversations, and I have had the opportunity to do some events with some youth, and it's been amazing and rewarding. So it's just, I think the more you put yourself out there, those opportunities will definitely come. And yes, when the world resumes and we can get back out there, I really missed doing the face-to-face workshops. nothing beats that for me. I absolutely love that, because you
I
just
do. I do
you
as
just
well.
feel the energy in the room. I mean, you can, thank goodness for technology like Zoom.
Yeah,
So
but
we're not having to rely just on phone calls, but yes, I'm very looking forward to the
the
face-to-face interaction.
normal to the normal life. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So hearing you saying that you've been in the sales for 21 or 20 years,
Yeah.
this did help you a lot on your starting up your business, like as a coach, right? Because, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I don't know. I think it's funny, isn't it? Because when you're selling something else, it's a lot easier than selling yourself.
That's true.
So
I know, yeah, it's true. I've been on sales, but not that many years. But I think your confidence will be stronger, no? I don't know. Like, there we go. You said.
I mean, I think for me, I've been in sales a long time, and for me, it's always just a conversation, just as it is with coaching. It's always a conversation. It's trying to understand the needs, trying to understand the starting point, trying to understand what their expectations are and where they want to get to, and you work and build that journey together almost. So there are definitely similarities, but I think for anyone that's gone from corporate to building your own business, it's a little bit of a shock actually at first.
Yes.
There's always so much more, and I always say that we like to see, we want to know everything, what's coming up. So to build a business, this is everything that you've got to do, and sometimes I think you just need to focus on the next step.
Yeah.
Get the guidance, get the coaching, just so you make as few mistakes as possible along the way, but mistakes are going to happen, you're going to learn from them, and that's going to be part of your story and part of your journey. And hopefully you'll be able to then share that and help someone else build their business faster than you did, because
Yes. Yes. Yes.
of the journey you've been on.
That's right. And so you run workshops right now online, right? Apart from your program, do you run workshops?
Not right now. So I did so I've done a lot of testing of the content for this course. So I have run online workshops, I guess, through private Facebook groups. I've run masterminds and all of that. At the moment, it's just making sure, and it's tweaking and just making sure that everything's working as well as possible for the online course. I do envisage bringing back masterminds at some point, but at the moment it's just making sure that the online course is as robust as it can be.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. And this platform you did create from scratch? Yeah, the online course, right? How long does take that course?
So there's 9 modules, and so I drip feed the modules weekly, because I just want to make sure that everyone spends enough time on each area. So as I said, the first step is working on your self-belief. And so instead of just giving you the access to everything, you spending 5 minutes on self-belief, and then you're working on, your self-awareness in a dialogue. It's really important to get each step right and to spend enough time on it. And there's work on building the right types of habits, and all of these things take time. So I think if I just handed the course over, some people would do it in a week. And for me, it's really important to make sure that I do as much hand holding as possible. There's a private Facebook group that supports each person on the course. You've got others that are on the course in that, so that's some accountability there, and you're on the journey together, but at the right pace, to ensure that these new habits stick, and that you continue with momentum afterwards.
Fantastic. And do you, by the end of the course, they get a certificate? Is like a diploma that you've been on your course? Is any rewarding rewarding things? Because we do run workshop courses as well, but on the end we just provide it's no certified, but it's just to give a diploma to anyone Do you do that as well?
Yeah, so there'll be a certificate, but there's so much that you get with each stage of the course. So you'll be coming away with your personalized goal map. You're coming away with a personalized table of commitments,
Oh,
which means that as much as possible, I've built everything so it's completely tailored to the individual. Because yes, we all have 24 hours a day, but we all are managing different levels of things. Some people are carers, some people don't have many responsibilities at all. So it's just making sure that we're working as much as possible with each individual where they are, so that they come away with everything personalized and tailored to them, and a very clear plan of how they can continue forward.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Danny. And now my last question will be, how can people connect with you and find more information about your work and yourself?
So I'm available on most channels. So Danni Wade, and the brand is Beat the Overwhelm. So on Instagram, it's beat.the.overwhelm. On Facebook, it's just Facebook.com/Beat the Overwhelm for the general page. But there's also a free community that you can join. So that's Facebook.com/groups/Beat the Overwhelm. And just 3 questions to answer, and you'll have direct access to me and the wider community, and with more tailored and exclusive content within that group.
Fantastic. And then your website, right? We do have the website where
so
yes, tell it.
That's just beattheoverwhelm.co, and it is just beattheoverwhelm.co, and there you'll be able to download a free self-belief bucket, which is one of the first elements of the course. So that's a freebie for anyone that wants to do that.
Thank you so much. Everything, all this social media that Danny was talking it's going to be available on the description of the podcast when it comes live. So anyone that wants to connect or get in touch with you will be able to connect through the links. And do you also offer any, how I say, the word now is gone, I forgot. The call, the like the strategy, I don't know how you call your first call. It is for free. If someone wants to book a call with you, there is an option for that on your website?
There isn't at the moment. So by the time this goes live, there may be. But at the moment, that's not there. But if anyone wants to message me directly, they can message me directly on Facebook, Instagram, or if they join the community, they have direct access to me there.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Danny. It was lovely to meet you, hear your journey and your story, and I'm inspired to carry on and do what I love most. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thanks, Yola.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.